Everybody scream enough respect to the X. Enough respect given.
When I get to work, the Duo is my work partner, allowing me to not only check in my bus, but also catch up on my favorite YouTube or news while I get it done. When it comes time for all the aspects of my job, for example, the pick. This when we choose runs that we're going to do for the next couple of months. The Duo comes in really handy with me being able to see the picks that are open, who may have them, and view the times and the run numbers. Having the two screens makes it so much easier to decipher the runs and the run times and which one fits into what I'm trying to do for the next few months as far as days off and time off. It's just so much easier with those two screens because you have so much more info at one time because you can see that much more so that I can make a really good choice. And when work is over, though I should not, the Surface Duo has served as my in-car tablet since I've had the device. Anything I want to put on while I'm driving home, again, watching some YouTube news, playing music, perhaps a vid call with the wife, anything, I put on one screen, and depending on where I'm going, I'll have maps on the other, or in this case, nothing on the other, because it's not really necessary right now. But the Duo just works so well in this capacity. My car is an older car, so all of these new tablet features that all these newer cars have, my car does not. But the Duo in its own way makes my car feel just as relevant as these newer cars, at least from an infotainment standpoint. Though the dual screen setup of the device is great for when I'm at work, when I'm home, or just when it comes time to watch some media, not so much. The dual screen setup, the divider cuts your picture in half, and there's this huge gap that divide what you're trying to watch. But there are some situations where the dual screen works great. So this is a nice little way to view the debate. It's like the Duo was made for government debates. Vice President versus Vice President. Not just debates, but anything that specifically divides the video in half for head-to-head like content consumption. For example, gaming tournaments or interviews with certain wrestling legendary phenoms of the WWE. So even though full screen consumption leaves a lot to be desired due to the divider down the middle, the visuals itself don't actually look bad, and depending on what you are trying to watch, you just might be able to forgive the division. If not, there are also other ways you can actually view things on this device due to the postures it's able to take. Most notable and most often used by me is the tent mode. The phone really just bends over and you use the whichever side of the screen you want to watch whatever you're trying to watch. It's easy, it's convenient, and has way more uses than you would think. For example, need both hands to push the cart while on a shopping excursion? Not a problem. Hang the phone over the bar for easy content consumption. Not a fan of holding your phone while on the throne? Not a problem. Hang the phone on the towel rack and you won't have to miss a single second of that live stream. So one of the new apps that I've been using on my Duo 2 especially when I'm trying to watch something, is kind of like a Duo blackout. What it does is, let's say you are watching something and you don't need your bottom screen on. You go into this app, it puts itself up here in your bar. You press the app, and note, the bottom screen has gone completely blank. Now, it hasn't turned off the screen. What it's done is put a really large black panel over everything. So I'm not sure if it's actually helping you save power, as everything is still behind it, but the fact that the screen, or that side of the screen, doesn't have to push those pixels to light them up, I assume that it is, and it comes in real handy when you just want to have what you're watching or doing just in its space by itself. There you go. You watch and you enjoy. So a feature of the Duo that I personally find amazing, that I do these YouTube videos, is this right here. Yes, we all know you can run any two apps you want, one on each side, but certain apps like here, Power Director, I'm currently uploading a video, and it says, please stay in the foreground until producing is complete. On any other device, this device would be stuck on the screen. If you dare leave the screen, your entire upload and production is stopped automatically. With the Duo, I'm able to keep the production going on one side while carrying on, in this case, watching news about the new Pixel Watch on the other screen, and I don't skip a beat. Now, though I don't use the Duo to edit the actual videos much at all, when it does come time to edit the description of the videos, the Duo, is my first choice. Because when you use the Duo, I'm able to watch my video here and do my edits right here. In this case, I need to put in the time points of each section of the video. And because I can just scrub through it here without much issue at all, I can actually see what I want. Pause it, check the time, 14:22, go down, put in the time point that I want, what it is, sound test. I'll do this one, probably end up being faster. And it's on test number 3, I think it was. Right. And just like that, I can go through my YouTube vids and get them how I want them, as far as you, the viewer, being able to pinpoint what you want to watch in it and jump right to that section of my vid. The Duo just makes the whole process so much easier. So again, the Duo and its unique dual screens just makes so many things easier. Though Microsoft isn't updating the device anymore, the fact that most of the updates coming to these devices are all software based, the device is more or less up to date with a lot of what is also on other Android devices. All of the AI stuff that we keep hearing about, Gemini and Copilot, are all here, and they all work quite well. Oh, well, what are your thoughts on Google Gemini?
Google Gemini is their next-gen AI model, aiming to merge language and image processing for more advanced capabilities. It's being positioned to compete with models like GPT-4, with a focus on multimodal functionality. Should be interesting to see how it shapes the AI landscape. What do you think?
I think you are correct. I've been using Gemini for the past few months, and it's been really interesting to see how it does interact with me. Do you think you're on par with Gemini?
Gemini's integration of language and image processing is quite advanced. While I'm proficient in conversational AI and language understanding, models like Gemini, with their broader scope, might offer different capabilities. It's not about being on par, but about excelling in our unique domains.
Thank you for giving me your input.
You're welcome. Glad I could share my thoughts. What's next on your mind?
That's it for now. I'll get back to you soon enough.
Sounds good. Whenever you're ready, I'm here. Take care.
Hey, Gemini, what are your...
Hey there. What's on your mind today?
What are your thoughts on Microsoft Copilot?
Microsoft Copilot looks pretty impressive. It's basically your own personal AI assistant that can help you with all sorts of things, writing emails, creating summaries, even brainstorming ideas. It seems like it could be a real productivity booster. Of course, it's still early days, and there's always the potential for things to change.
Do you think your AI model is on par with Copilot? Because I know you both occupy the same space.
That's a tough one to answer, since both Copilot and my model are constantly evolving. Plus, the best AI model really depends on the specific task, but I can tell you, the Gemini models are trained on a massive amount of data and designed to be versatile, so I'm confident that I can hang with Copilot in most situations.
Thank you. I was just talking to Copilot, and it said something along the same lines about you. It seems you guys think about the same about each other.
It's good to hear that Copilot thinks we're on the same level. I guess we'll have to keep challenging each other to get better and better.
Well, thanks for your input, man.
Anytime. Let me know if anything else comes up.
Apart from talking to the AI models, there's also, as you know, a lot of AI built into the software of these phones, or updated in a lot of what these phones can do. For example, once again, in the messaging app, you are able to write a message and have the AI check it for you for tone and grammar. Once the message is done, you click these dots right over here, and this will bring up a sub menu in the keyboard command, and there you will see the editor. Once in there, it has to load up, and there you see it has checked the message that I just had. It's telling me that Valentine's Day is supposed to be capitalized, and you just hit replace, and just like that, it has replaced your error. Now, when you go to tone, you see all the different options you have for the same message. So depending on who you were trying to send this message to, friends or family or co-workers, the AI in the app can adjust it accordingly and give you the best type of message to send. Now, as for the magic eraser that everyone keeps talking about on your iPhones and your Android devices, it's also here as well. Here we have this meatball sundae that you can get at IKEA. You just hit magic eraser. You pretty much just circle what you want them to get rid of, and it's gone. Because again, this is an update that all the newer phones have, but it's a software update. And because the app still runs perfectly on the Surface Duo line, you still have access to these AI functions that an older device like this, or most would think, wouldn't have. But sure enough, here it is. if you ask Gemini or Copilot to create an AI-generated image for you within their apps, they will say they cannot do it. But if you go into the browser of the device and go to Microsoft Designer, we're able to prompt the same AI engine to create that same image. And it works again really well. So, though you can use the Microsoft Designer in the browser of the device, and though it does offer you to download the app for easier access, the app itself is not compatible with the Surface Duo 2. I don't know if it's because of the version of Android that the Duo is on, or is it just Microsoft has blocked the Duo from using certain applications. I don't know. But sure enough, it's not that the device can't do it or shouldn't be able to do it. Because no, we have all of these AI created images right here. And if all the app does is send that same data to the cloud and it comes down just like the browser does, there's no reason why the app should not work. So the only option for you to get easy access to the Microsoft AI Designer app would be for you to go into the options of the browser itself and go to add to home screen. Add automatically, and boom, there's the app. So, even though this itself has been blocked, you can still just go here and be right where we want to be. But as you can see, all of those AI models that are trying to run on all these newer devices still runs on the Duo just fine. So in that aspect, it's not really behind the time when it comes to what is current in the mobile world. It's actually pretty much on par with it. And again, thanks to the dual screen, maybe even a little better, because while you talk to one, you can have the other one on the other screen or take notes on what the AI is telling you. So again, dual screens, dual AIs, it just works out so well. I just found out that gamepass, one of the applications that made great use of the dual screens of the Duo, will end its support on 11/4/2024. Just to make sure I wasn't going crazy with this app, support for the app ends 2024. I was just making sure that it wasn't just the Duo. Here's my S24, and there's no such message on it. Also, I have the ability to jump back into games I recently played here. On this guy, the option is no longer there. Also, I no longer have the ability to play games in the cloud. Everything that I play, because I used to be able to play this, I actually did play this in the cloud, is installed to. So all of the fun gaming on one screen while the controllers were unique to the game on the bottom screen, all of the uniqueness that made the Game Pass app entertaining is just gone. There's no other device was able to do it how the Duo did it. So it would appear that the only way to get your cloud gaming on the Duo is no longer in the app, as like I said, they're going to end support. But I did follow what it said on my other app, xbox.com/play, signed in, and sure enough, the app is mimicking what is on my S24. Let's see if cloud gaming is available. And there it is. you are able to cloud game as long as you go to the browser. No longer the simplicity and the convenience of the app. And I'd have to say the main thing that I've done with my Duo, as I use as a, like I said, a primary secondary device, is I've activated its eSIM functionality. If you can look up in my top corner there, I have both the eSIM and a regular SIM in the device. The eSIM is the device's number that it's had forever, since it was on AT&T. I'm one who likes an order to certain things. Even when I switched the device from AT&T to T-Mobile, I took that number with me, because that was the Surface Duo's phone number. So I have that on eSIM, and then a copy of my main line on a regular SIM via T-Mobile digits. Now, one of the issues that I came across while using the Duo with just the eSIM card is RCS does not seem to work, or it does seem to register the eSIM. You see it right here. Chats aren't available for the device. No compatible SIM card detected. Which is odd, because like I said, right now the device is on its eSIM card, and all of the data is there. It all works fine. I can text, I can call, I can surf the web. It's all there. But when it's just the when it's just the eSIM and not using dual SIMs, one physical and one E, it doesn't allow for RCS. So unfortunately, the Duo is now restricted to regular SMS when sending messages, which is not the best, especially in the way things are today, when you want to send a lot of pictures and video and all of that, and you're so used to it being clear because of the RCS and Apple messages. So if you do dual use your phones like I do, you might want to keep a physical SIM in your Duo if you want to keep the RCS capability.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes it just freezes. Not something that used to happen before. But first this app froze. When I finally clicked back in, it went to the app switcher and just froze there. Now you see the phone behind it is working fine. But this here has been happening more often than not. And now we're back.
And then there's things like this. My Surface earbuds don't want to connect. And in my ear it's saying Surface earbuds are ready to pair. Open Bluetooth settings to pair them. The battery on the Duo was never good, and over time it's only gone worse. My Duo is currently at 37%. And just a while ago, before I started to film this, it was at 38%. The Duo has done nothing much but done its operations in the background, whatever those might be. I checked my bus with it, as you saw. I checked out my bus with it. You know, that's just my regular routine. Watched a video here and there, as again is my routine. But I've known this for a while. The Duo cannot get through a full day of my use, pretty much half a day. This thing will be dead before my run is done, and so as always I have to charge it up. So it is what it is. The Duo was never a battery champ. Probably the worst phone or battery usage in the mobile market, especially now. It's terrible. But the phone itself is still one of the best phones you can use. You just need to adjust to the level of battery consumption that this phone does go through. Aside from the software issues, my Duo has always had physical issues as well. You can see here, when I first got the device, the front came cracked. I put black electric tape to cover just how bad the front is cracked. Of course, I knew it was coming that way. That's why I got it for a discounted price. And I decided to give it a try. And aside from that, at the time, the device worked flawlessly. Now, over the 2 years I've had it, things have become worse. You see up here, it's cracked at the top. The crack has traveled through. It hasn't caused any issue with the phone itself, but you know, physical damage over time may cause issues with the phone, and I need to be aware of that. Also at the back, if you can see it, I think I somehow pulled out the charger at the wrong angle and it splintered the entire back of the device. Being that the device itself has no back plate whatsoever, no kind of cover, just the bumper that they have to protect the sides. The back got pretty bad. So it's like a cracked flower at the back, and when you go to charge it, the USB-C connector doesn't clip in the way it used to. It does charge, but it just kind of hangs there. So you need to be very careful how you put the device, or where you put the device, and how you put the charging port in, but it will slip out at the slightest touch. So, you know, I found a way to do it, and it's worked well so far. But there have been days when I go to grab the device and it hadn't charged because someone knocked the cord a bit, and it just couldn't stay in the charging port. Also, the power button here is loose. It just started to come out of the device. It still does what it is supposed to do. I can still touch it to get the fingerprint, but it's just extremely loose in its port, and I'm afraid to try to use some kind of glue or something like that. Maybe if I put some tape on it, but that might negate the fingerprint reader. But the button, as you can see, just kind of hangs on there by the cord. So yeah, my Duo has seen better days, but surprisingly, it still works as flawlessly as it can. Yes, there are software issues, but we know about all of those. But they've only gotten better over time. And for all its flaws, it's still, one of my favorite devices. Well, the Duo keeps getting its security updates. That's a good thing. They haven't postponed any of those. But it would be nice if they would have a feature drop or two. I have read of so many features that were scheduled to come to the Duo, and due to Microsoft's lack of interest in the device, they simply moved the teams to other projects. The Duo deserves more than simply a security update every month. There's so much potential here, and it's just being wasted. Because when it works, like you were seeing, when it works, it really works just fine. It's smooth, it's easy, it's quick, and it's still one of my favorite devices to use, if not my favorite device to use, period. Overall though, as a primary, secondary device, the Duo has, till this day, held its own. It's still my go-to device for when, like you saw me here with my pictures, with my edits, stuff like that. It's still my go-to device for all of those type of things. So it just does everything so well. Having two screens, even today, is still way better than having a singular screen, especially when you are able to adjust how you use those screens to fit your needs at that time. Whether you're going through your pictures or you're trying to read, let's go to Read Erica. That's my go-to device or my go-to app. Everything that just lines up fine. No other devices is doing things like this. There you go. Perfect e-reader. Perfect picked editor. If you're into videos, perfect video editor.
So for what it's worth, my Surface Duo is still going strong. And until I find a suitable replacement for this device, I will keep using it, because even now, the Duo still does one better. With that said, my name is NG, the Neon X, and still loving my Surface Duo and Duo 2. This is what I'm into.